Hey, it's your girl Be Real, and I thank you so much for joining me for another moment in the meantime. I pray that your day has gotten off to an amazing start. And if it has not, it's cool. You still got some more time in the day for it to become exactly what you think it should be. But if it don't become what you think it should be, understand and realize that there is enough grace for whatever you got going on. So yeah, I would just challenge you to just go ahead and just start leaning into the grace of the Father today. So what's been on my heart? If you have talked to me probably like extensively within the past 3 weeks, you know that I have been studying like crazy the Israelites as they were being freed from Egypt, and how they were set, how Moses broke them out. And they're just going, and then they get stopped by this Red Sea, and so they're left in this ridiculous situation where they're like, Moses, if you was gonna bring us out here, bro, you should have, you could have just left us where we was at if we was gonna come out here to get killed, right? And so what's so interesting to me is while studying this, I was just kind of perplexed by the instruction that they received. Moses told them, be still. That was the initial instruction. Just, hey, be still. And then literally in the next verse over, the next instruction from the Lord was like, get moving. So it was like literally be still, get moving. Be still, get moving. And so I was just praying about that. Like, God, how is it that, it seemed like the instruction to me, just to me, it seemed like the instruction was confusing, because it's like, okay, on one hand, you tell me be still, and then literally seconds later, it's like, all right, get moving. But the problem that's in front of me is still there. So being still, I'm like, okay, if I be still, these Egyptians gonna come kill my behind, okay? But if I get moving, where I'm going, because this is still right here, this is impossible. Your instruction to me is foolish. And y'all might not talk to God like that, but for me, I like, God, I need you to tell me something. Stop playing games with me with these little riddles. Now, that's just me. That's just the way I talk to the Father, and he know how to deal with me. He know how to respond to me. Like, he know your girl, okay? But sometimes it just be like, Lord, this is you playing games with me? Like, come on, man. And so what God revealed to me, and this was actually maybe a couple weeks ago, he said to me, and I just literally still been pondering over it for a couple weeks now. And so today I want to share it with y'all. He says to be still in regards to what the enemy is doing. Be still in regards to your attackers. Be still in regards to what's going wrong. Be still in regards to the things you absolutely cannot handle. But then he says to get moving. I'm saying get moving in regards to the promise. Get moving in regards to your assignment. Get moving in regards to what I have already told you to do. Get moving towards your promise. Be still about what's going on, like the chaos. Be still. Where there's chaos, I need you to be still where there's concern. But towards your promise, I need you to keep moving. I need you to keep pushing. I need you to keep pressing. I need you to just keep plowing forward. And even though it may look like there is no progression for you, if you make the step, I'm going to do the necessary thing to make the way for you. So that's my thought to you today. That's my prayer for you today, is that you will still yourself to the chaos, but keep going towards your promise. And only you know what that promise is. You can't be out here wanting everybody else to speak about your promise and to tell you clearly what your promise is. You have to spend time with the Father, listen to what he is saying, and like know what your promise is so you can know what you're supposed to be doing, so you can know where you're headed. Like we talked about this maybe several weeks ago, where it's just like, what are you doing? What are you supposed to be doing? What is the thing that God has you doing? Like, what is that thing? Like, has he told you to write a book and you still not doing it? Like, you need to get moving. You need to go ahead and start that. Like, did he tell you to start a podcast? You ain't doing it? Okay, you need to get started. You need to get moving. Like, that's heading towards your promise. Like, even if your instruction is just, hey, you need to forgive somebody, then you need to get moving and you need to forgive somebody. Like, it's all about moving towards where you're trying to be and forsaking the thing that's trying to keep you backwards. You understand what I'm saying? And so that is like, that's the thing that like God has been dealing with me on literally for the past few weeks. Like, steel yourself to the chaos, steel yourself to what's not going right, steel yourself to the enemy's attacks, steel yourself to what you think people's opinions of you may be. Like, steel yourself to all of that. The only movement you need to be having is toward your promise. And if you're not moving towards your promise, then you're moving backwards. So like, my challenge to you today is that you would just quiet the noise, like get away from it all and say, God, where do you want me to go? Like, here, like, you've given me my promise. And if some of you may be listening and you don't know what your promise is, you might just be like, but I don't know. Then my challenge to you would then become to listen for God's voice, because he wants to talk to you and he wants you to know what your promise is. And he may not necessarily tell you everything because he exceeds what we can ask or think, but it's just like, if you ask him, he'll give you a glimpse of where you're headed. So it's just like, move towards the promise. Like, you ain't gotta have everything together. You ain't gotta have all the finances. You ain't gotta worry about all that. But I just believe, my faith tells me that if I take a step in the direction, then God, the same way he did for the Israelites, he will lift that Red Sea. He will make a wall out of what is blocking you. You know what I'm saying? He will make a wall and a passageway out of what you thought was blocking you. So I just wonder who would have enough faith today to move forward. Even if it feels like you're not moving towards anything, would you still have enough faith to move forward despite opposition, despite chaos, despite concern, despite stress, despite drama, despite everything you did not want to happen still happening? Can you still progress forward? You know what I'm saying? And I just believe that God he's wanting to deliver promises to us, but we have to take the step, man. Like, we have to say, you know what, God, I trust you for this, and allow him to, like, give him something to work with. Like, you take a step so he can like start like shaking some stuff for you. I was reading this morning because a lot of the chaos and a lot of the stuff that would seek to steal us and make us like just become afraid of heading towards our promise, is only to shake your faith. It's only to make you think that what you thought you heard from God really wasn't true. And that's just not the case. Luke 22:31-32 says, Peter, my dear friend, listen to what I'm about to tell you. Satan has obtained permission to come and sift you all like wheat and test your faith. But I have prayed for you. Jesus prayed, okay? I have prayed for you, Peter, that you would stay faithful to me no matter what comes. Remember this, after you have turned back to me and have been restored, make it your life mission to strengthen the faith of your brothers. Like, y'all, Jesus prayed for Peter, okay? And I believe he has the same prayer for you. He has the same prayer for me, that your faith will not fail. Like, stay faithful to the Father, stay faithful to the promise, stay faithful to what he says, stay faithful to the assignment, because you're gonna get exactly where he told you that you're gonna be. But if you allow yourself to become distracted by the chaos, distracted by what's behind you, distracted by what's trying to overtake you, then your faith will begin to fail. And that's just not what we need to be in this season. So my prayer today for every listener is that your faith will not fail, and that you will have enough faith in the Father to keep moving towards the promise that he has given you. All right? It's so much easier said than done, but I'm a witness that it can be done. I'm a witness that it can be done. And you may not know every little thing, but you got to do something, y'all. You got to do something. You cannot stop. You cannot stop, okay? And just a special shout out to my parents. Like, I'm literally like, y'all, all I can tell you is that God is faithful, and I'm not at a point where I can allow my faith to slip or go backwards or stop doing the thing that God has told me to do. And even in the face of opposition, in the face of my own personal chaos, my parents texted me yesterday like, "What? So you still doing your podcast, right?" Okay, amen. Thank you. And for that to be their response to me on yesterday in regards to like my own personal life, it was just like, all right, God, I hear you. I hear you. So I want you to be aware today that God is good. He is faithful. He is just. He is true. And he doesn't make any mistakes. You got to be still to the chaos and keep it moving toward the promise. That's what it is. As usual, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now at B.REEL. Yeah, if you do REAL, you're not going to find me there. So follow me now at B.REEL for updates and just everything be real. And that's what it is. Remember, you are loved, you're chosen, you're beautiful, and you are enough. Yeah, I think you're dope. And you can keep moving towards your promise. And God is not going to fail you. And God still loves you. And just trust that things are well. Already. All right. Bye.